Okay, hello everybody. My name is Hidenori Saka. I'm from NEDO, and I'm today on the session chair. First of all, let me introduce the purpose of this session. So Japan was the first country in the world to develop the national hydrogen strategy, and we just reversed last year. So in this revision, Japan has set a new target of the 12 million tons of the hydrogen demand in 2040. So on the other hand, Japan's domestic resources are limited. So Japan is considering the way to import low carbon hydrogen from overseas. So how do we bring the hydrogen from overseas? So we want to transport it cheaply and safely and in the large quantities, don't we? So Japan's strategy considers the three major promising hydrogen carriers. One is the ammonia, second is the liquefied hydrogen, and third is the methyl 6-hexane, MCH. So today, we would like to invite a specialist from these three hydrogen carriers as a panelist to discuss their future prospect and to examine the possibility of the collaboration with the Americas. So let me introduce the panelists. Our first panelist is Dr. AWANO. Dr. AWANO is from IHI, which is engaged in the various efforts to utilize ammonia as a fuel and to establish the ammonia supply chain. Yesterday, Dr. AWANO is a panelist in the summit session as well. So second is panelist Mr. Hasegawa. So Hasegawa is from the Kawasaki Heavy Industries. They are aiming to establish the international large-scale hydrogen supply chain using the liquefied hydrogen. He is in charge of the liaison and the project manager for the hydrogen demonstration project. The last panelist is Dr. Nakagawa from the ENEOS. ENEOS is a leading company in the pursuit of MCH as it takes the various hydrogen carriers. The MCH is one of the liquid organic hydrogen carrier. Dr. Nakagawa is the hydrogen supply chain planning group manager while leading various hydrogen energy projects. In these sessions, each panelist will give a brief presentation in order to give you a proper understanding of the hydrogen carriers. First of all, Dr. AWANO, please talk about ammonia.
Thank you, Saka-san. I'm Toshihiko AWANO from IHI Japan. Our company IHI is focused on to create the fuel ammonia value chain. So today I'm talking about the current status of the fuel ammonia development. At first, I'm talking about the advantage and the challenge of the fuel ammonia. The largest advantage of the ammonia is the experience. As you know, the ammonia have a decade of the history to use in the industry as the fertilizer and the chemical feedstocks. So each technology to produce, transport, storage, and the use for the feedstock is quite mature. At this moment, the ammonia is handling large scale safely. Such track record is the largest advantage of the ammonia. And the challenges is in the upstream and the downstream. It's quite new to install the clean ammonia production and the development of the technology for the fuel use. And I think that there is a huge amount of the investment is necessary. But the ammonia market, fuel ammonia market is quite small. It's very new. So the bilateral trade is dominate in the early stage. So for the decision of the investment, the upstream needs secure, stable demand, and the downstream investment needs the secure supply. That is a chicken egg situation. So the well-balanced growth of the supply chain is value chain is very important. And our company is trying to kicking the challenges. This is a timeline of the implementation of the fuel ammonia value chain. In 2028, our company plans to start the commercial supply of the fuel ammonia based on the well-balanced value chain. In the upstream, our company starts the production of the green ammonia in the scale of 400,000 tons in India. And next to that, we have another Australian project, the scale of the 0.5 million tons per year. And we have a lot of other projects in pipeline. So it is necessary to create the equivalent value of the offtake. So our company is focused on to develop the fuel ammonia combustion technologies. And with the strong government support, our company is established 100% ammonia firing in gas turbine and the burner for conventional thermal in 2022. And this year, 2024, our company have conducting the large-scale demonstration with real equipment. We have already installed the 2 megawatt, 100% ammonia firing gas turbine in our IOE works for the long durability testing. That is the plan to start the commercial operation in Malaysia in 2026. And after that, we plan to increase the installation volume of the gas turbine. In parallel with that, with GE Vernova, our company tried to scaling up the gas turbine with introducing our combustion technology to the GE's existing product line. That scaling up development will finish by 2030. And regarding the conventional thermal, our company with JERA achieved the 20% of the fuel substitution in 1 gigawatt power station. And some utility company plan to commercial operation of the 20% fuel substitution by 2030. As the 2 megawatt gas turbine, it consumes 15,000 tons of ammonia per year. And the large-scale gas turbine is 2 digits higher. And regarding the conventional thermal, 1 gigawatt, 20% fuel substitution consumes 0.5 million tons of ammonia per year. So we plan to install such kind of the technology for the customer to accumulate the offtake volumes. So we create the supply side and the balancing downstream side. So this fact, I think that the fuel ammonia status is just before the commercialization. So I believe that the social implementation is began before the 2030. Next to the ammonia, let me talk about the liquid hydrogen.
Hello, my name is Taku Hasegawa. I'm from the Kawasaki Heavy Industries, and thank you for having an opportunity to introduce our technology about hydrogen, especially for the liquefied hydrogen. So this is a conceptual image for the international liquefied hydrogen supply chain system with low emission of the carbon dioxide. So as Saka-san mentioned, that we will import the hydrogen from the overseas. So, however, Japan is isolated. So the seaborne transportation is very important. So we divided two country or two regions. So one is a hydrogen producing country, which is a very rich resource country, and another is a hydrogen utilizing country like Japan, which is not limiting for the energy. So there's many pathways to produce the hydrogen, but at this moment we are focusing on the blue and green hydrogen production. But for the first step, So stable supply chain system is very important for the energy security in Japan. So at the first step, we are focusing on the blue hydrogen, so fossil-derived hydrogen combined with the carbon capture and storage systems. So because green hydrogen production, it's still unstable when the capacity of the renewable sources is small. So it is impossible if today's weather is cloudy. Sorry, I cannot generate the hydrogen. So it is impossible to establish the energy supply chain system due to the energy security. So at first, we will generate the hydrogen from the fossil basis, and then generated hydrogen will be transported to the coast area and liquefied it and storage it in the coast area. So after that, after the hydrogen generation, it is very similar like LNG systems. So the LH2 will be loaded to the liquefied hydrogen carrier ships and exported to the import country like Japan. And affordable hydrogen will be injected or utilized in the many sectors. However, large quantity of the large capacity of the supply chain system is very important due to the cost of the hydrogen. The large scale the expansion of the capacity will decrease the cost of the hydrogen. So the first step, we will focusing on the hydrogen fuel for the power generation system. Then affordable hydrogen will be contributed to the decarbonization of the another sectors. And before establishment of the commercial supply chain system, we tried to establish the pilot scale project supported by the NEDO. So we will we established 100 times smaller than the commercial supply chain system. So because of before this project, we don't have the seaborne transportation technology. So we would like to check the feasibility of the seaborne transportation. So, and this project was supported from the two governments. One is the Japanese government in the blue rectangular portion, so hydrogen production, hydrogen transportation, so hydrogen carrier ships, and hydrogen import terminal. And blue rectangular was supported from the Austrian government. So this project has two sides. So one is a technical demonstration, and another is a social demonstration. So in this project, in this project, we don't have the liquefied hydrogen in Australia. So Australian government was keen to how to react the public when we establish the liquefied hydrogen ecosystem. And the blue portion is a technical demonstration. So Japanese government want to solve the, or NEDO want to solve the technical barrier to establish the total supply chain system. So we established this project in 2022, and after that, this is a pilot scale one. So we, for the LH2 carrier ship, we installed the 250 cubic meter tank, which can store the 75 ton of the hydrogen. And import terminal, 2,500 cubic meter, which can store the 150 ton. So it's still small to earn the affordable hydrogen. So we tried to scale up the supply chain system. So we started the commercialization demonstration project, which was also supported from the NEDO. So we will launch the 160,000 cubic meter ships, which is almost same size as the LNG, and also the 50,000 cubic meter tank for the import terminal. So when we demonstrate this facility, we will expand we will construct additional ships and expand the capacity of the tanks to start the commercialization from the 2030s. And in that commercialization phases, maybe we would like to achieve the affordable hydrogen into Japan. And this is a current situation for the Kawasaki. And I'm skip to the Nakagawa-san for the LOHC system, MCH systems.
Yes, thank you. First of all, I'm very happy to be here And today, I'd like to show you the hydrogen supply chain using MCH, methyl cyclohexane, that is liquid organic hydrogen carrier. So maybe I think that MCH is not well known as a hydrogen energy carrier. So how does it work? So as shown here, toluene combines with hydrogen gas to form MCH. We can store the hydrogen energy as liquid form. Then when we need to release the hydrogen energy from MCH, we can use the dehydrogenation process, such as in oil refineries. So as you know, MCH, toluene, both liquid form, so we can use the existing oil infrastructure for hydrogen society. So in this system, we can store the hydrogen energy, liquid form, large amount, and we can transport, we can store very easy. So yes, by the way, I'm from ENEOS Corporation. ENEOS is a Japanese oil company, so we have a lot of oil refineries or in Japan. So in this image, in future, we would like to produce hydrogen energy and MCH in overseas, and then we would like to import hydrogen energy as MCH in Japan. We have about 10 oil refineries in Japan, Bay Area, so we can release the hydrogen gas and to supply steel mills, power plant, and chemical plant to reduce the carbon dioxide. So next slide. Yes, this is our original technologies. It's a direct toluene electrolysis process that we can call it direct MCH. It's ENEOS original technologies. So usually to produce MCH, we use electricity to water electrolyzer, hydrogen gas tank, and MCH reactor. It's a toluene hydrogenation reactor, so we can get the MCH. But our original technology is different. So direct MCH process can only use toluene water by electrolyzer. So it's a very easy to process to produce the MCH. So in future, we would like to set these technologies all over the world, so we can get the MCH. We can construct the international MCH supply chain. So lastly, this is ENEOS Clean Hydrogen Supply Chain project image. So yes, we have to construct the various type of hydrogen energy supply chain. So now we are focusing on the area of Australia, Southeast Asia, and Middle East, where we can get the renewable energy easily. So then, mentioned before, we have 10 oil refineries in Japan. So we can import MCH to oil refinery. So we are convinced that the oil refinery will become a hydrogen energy hub in Japan. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, panelists. So now we have a better understanding of the three hydrogen carriers. So now let me ask you a few questions from here. So first questions, okay. So for each hydrogen carrier, what's the other challenge in the establishing the hydrogen supply chain, including a scale up? How about AWANO-san?
Yeah, am I shown in my presentation? In the first stage, excuse me, balancing development of the value chain is very important. Especially the bilateral trade is dominated in the early stage. And after that, I think that filling the price gap between the existing fossil fuel is very important. And it is important to combine the policy and the financial and the technical action is very important. And technology is contribute to the increasing of the efficiency and the cost reduction of the capex and the opex. But it is necessary for the strong support of the R&D. This is a very high risk investment. And I think that some kind of the schemes like the FEED and the CFD is very important to filling the gap. And other one, after the time, I think that the explicit carbon pricing is the other way to filling the gap. Such kind of the action, combination of the action is very important to expand the supply chain volume.
Okay. So as Awano-san mentioned, the support scheme is also important. So, and for the liquefied hydrogen liquefied at the minus 253 degrees Celsius. So there are technical and economical challenge to achieve this temperature and maintain this temperature. And liquefaction process for the hydrogen is high energy consumption process. So we need high efficiency liquefaction system. And current liquefier is very small scale size, like tens ton per day of the liquefiers. However, comparing to the LNG system is much larger than the current LH2 system. So scaling up of the liquefier is very important to reduce the cost of the hydrogen. And as I mentioned, we already established a small-scale supply chain system, 250 cubic meter tank, which is not affordable hydrogen transportation. So the expansion of each facility, scaling up of each facility is also important. So now, as I mentioned, that we will try to establish the almost same size as LNG system. So this is also one of the challenge for the liquefaction system. And as Awano-san mentioned that the demand side is also important. So so supply side and demand side is a chicken and egg issues. And demand activation is very important. As I mentioned in the slide, I'm focusing on the power generation, fuel for the power generation. But the hydrogen can be contribute decarbonization of another sector. So demand activation of another sector, like a mobility sector or industrial sector or chemical sectors, is very important to expand the capacity of the total supply chain system to reduce the future's hydrogen costs.
Yeah, thank you. So yes, indeed, MCH process can be utilized existing oil infrastructure, but a lot of tasks to achieve the supply chain because MCH and Torian can use oil refinery, but not large scale now. So we have to do more validation of technologies to obtain to hydrogenation process and dehydrogenation process in oil refinery. Especially, dehydrogenation process requires high temperature, about 300 degrees Celsius. So we can we have to develop the heat energy management system to release hydrogen energy. So we are now developing the energy management system using exhaust heat from other industries such as chemical plant, power plant, and steel mill. So using these energy, we would like to construct the MCH hydrogen supply chain. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And second question, so what are your impression of the other hydrogen carrier, each of the which may have the different characteristics? Be careful, it's not battle, it's gently, Henry, Humbles. Please go ahead, answer.
Yes, I think that the liquid hydrogen is the advantage is the purity of the hydrogen. It is suitable for the fuel cell or something like that. And regarding the MCH, I think that this is suitable for the long-term storage. It is ambient temperature, ambient pressure. It is very easy to store for the long time. That is, I think, that the merit of the MCH. And I think that regarding the ammonia, the higher volumetric energy density is the merit. So that is the reason why to select as the ambitious maritime fuel. And it is not only a maritime fuel, but also the carrier for the sea transportation. And I think that the ammonia is not only the hydrogen carrier, but also the fuel and the chemical feedstock, chemical raw material. They are the replacement demand of the 2 million tons of the ammonia is consumed every year for the fertilizer and the chemical feedstock. The gray ammonia to green ammonia, there are other replacement volume is necessary. So I think that the investment risk for the upstream is much lower compared with the hydrogen itself. That is a great advantage of the ammonia.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the question. And so Awano-san mentioned the advantage of our carriers. So I would like to start with the advantage of another carrier for except liquefied hydrogen. So for the ammonia and MCH has been already traded internationally. This is a great advantage for compared to the liquefied hydrogen, because liquefied hydrogen we only have one ship for the seaborne transportation. So we need a new infrastructure for the liquefied hydrogen. This is the disadvantage for the liquefied hydrogen. And this is quite similar like already traded, but for the MCH and ammonia, they can use conventional facilities. So this is also one of the biggest advantage compared to the liquefied hydrogen. So, but for so as Saka-san mentioned that this is not battle, but yeah, so for the energy security issues, many pathway is very important for the Japanese energy security. So many carrier for hydrogen-derived carrier is also important. So, and for the liquefied hydrogen, as I mentioned, the hydrogen liquefied at the minus 253 degrees Celsius, and this is 1/800 times smaller than the gaseous phases. So the liquefied hydrogen can transport more efficiency compared to the gaseous phases. And for the advantage for the liquefied hydrogen, it's energy efficient. So we need the huge energy input for the liquefaction process. However, we don't need the energy input for the storage and the transportation. And through the transportation, we will generate the boil-off gas through the seaborne transportation. And this kind of the boil-off gas can be used for the fuel for the propulsion system for the ships. So for the liquefied hydrogen, we will not emit the CO2 through the seaborne transportation. This is also one of the biggest advantage. And we can also use the cryogenic power for the liquefied hydrogen in the import terminal. So we can earn the hydrogen energy and the cryogenic energy from the liquefied hydrogen ecosystem.
Yes, it's very difficult question to answer. I'd like to talk about shortly. So, yes, I don't know what is the most promising hydrogen energy carrier now, maybe in future. So I think LH2, liquid hydrogen, ammonia, and MCH have crucial roles for hydrogen energy system, case by case. So yes, LH2 liquid hydrogen is good for the point of, yes, of course, high energy density. And liquid hydrogen, we can get the high quality hydrogen gas that can be used fuel cell system easily. Also, ammonia is very important energy, alternative power plant energy. So yes, as mentioned before, ammonia can be utilized the existing infrastructure, industrial supply chain. So lastly, MCH is promising technologies, I think, but in the case of using the existing oil infrastructures. So we, ENEOS, have 10 oil refineries in Bay Area in Japan. So using these assets, we can make the MCH supply chain easily in Japan. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for the answering questions. So last question. So are there specific opportunities for future collaboration in the Americas? So if not, what the obstacles? Please tell us about the prospect for global expansion.
Well, I think that the first expectation to the Americas is the technical collaboration. As I mentioned in the presentation, our company collaborated with the GE Vernova to scaling up of the gas turbine. And IHI also invest to the startup of the cracking technology, some kind of a startup up of the technology venture of the cracking technology. So I think that this field is not so mature, so they need many kind of the technical improvement. So we are the technical provider, so the partner of the technical collaboration is very important. So we expect to the technical collaboration to improve our value chains. And the next expectation is the upstream project. As you know, they are very good renewable resources in all of the Americas, and there are very much CCS capacity in Americas. So I think that the blue and green hydrogen and ammonia project is capable. And especially in the United States, I think that under the IRA, the price level is very attractive. So our company is always looking the good project in not only the North America, but also the Latin American field. So that is our expectation.
Thank you for the question. And there's two opportunities for the collaboration. One is the supply side, and another is the demand side. So so affordable hydrogen will be contributed to the decarbonization of in the global. So depending on the report from the Hydrogen Council, hydrogen production cost in the US is the cheapest when included the IRA. So the hydrogen production in US is very attractive for us to export the hydrogen in Japan from the west side. And also, for example, in the high velocity, they are also expecting to export the hydrogen not only Japan, but this is one opportunity to collaborate with Japan. And the exporting, the country who want to import hydrogen is not only the Asian side. So European side also want to have some importing the hydrogen from overseas. So from the east side, for example, east side from US to the Europe is almost 6,000 kilometers, which is shorter than the Australia to Japan. And from the Brazil to Europe is also around 6,000 kilometers. It's so almost same as the east side from US to the Europe. So the hydrogen exporting from the US or North America to Europe is also one of the chance to the collaboration. And on the other hand, for the demand side, hydrogen utilization is also important in the US. So in Kawasaki, I didn't explain about demand side for the hydrogen activity, our technologies. So we are also manufacture the gas turbine system or the aerospace and airplane and shipping as well as motorcycle. So we are developing the hydrogen mobility technologies to contribute the decarbonization of the US or America's futures. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, lastly, so in Japan, we ENEOS a Japanese oil company, that means energy company. So we have to construct the various kind of hydrogen supply chain in the point of energy security in Japan. So, so we have to develop the various kind of MCH supply chain, and I think liquid hydrogen supply chain is important for us, ENEOS Corporation. So, yes, I think that there are many kinds of hydrogen energy in North and South America. So, in future, we have to procure the various kind of blue hydrogen, green hydrogen, and so on. We would like to choose various kind of hydrogen energy in America, so we can get the stable supply chain from America. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So, thank you very much for the panelists to answer our questions. So, what is very short time for us with you. So you get us a good idea of the characteristic of each of the hydrogen carriers. So these hydrogen carriers have their own advantage and challenges at present. Therefore, it is difficult to predict which one will generally prevail over the other from the long-term perspectives. So it depends on the specific need in the industrial processes and the transportations and the power generation. So, and I will give you some information. Japan had taken the lead in this year in the IEA's Hydrogen TCP, which is a Hydrogen Technology Collaboration Program, as you know. And Japan launched the task and analyzed the cost and the carbon intensity of the hydrogen supply chain on the international basis. So through this effort, the future potential of each hydrogen carrier will become clear. So a little bit, we have the time. If possible, we accept a question from the audience. Is possible? Good. It's okay. Here you go.
Thank you for a very good presentation, very interesting. Personally, I'm a little bit biased towards ammonia, so I have a question for Dr. Awano. Gray ammonia trades at about $450 a ton. Green ammonia, let's call it $1,000 a ton, maybe more, maybe a little bit less. how is your corporation, your company bridging the difference between the green price and the gray price? And especially in big quantities, I mean, these numbers add up into the billions. So how will the market address that difference, that discrepancy?
Yes, actually speaking, Japanese government prepared the CFD for the first movers. And we try to capture such kind of the system to filling the gap. Now's the time, yeah. 400 million tons, yes. That is the answer to the primary project, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Any other question from the audience? Ready? Okay. Good.
Have you already decided or looked into projects here in the U.S. As an FID, as a financial investment decision, or is it still? Are you still on the search?
Who asked? Sorry. Sorry. Say it again. Sorry.
Your question is about?
Projects for green hydrogen, if you have chosen any green hydrogen already projects here in the U.S. To export over to Japan, and if you are already on a financial decision about them.
In my presentation, I'm showing the Indian project and the Australian project, and it is all we already released the press releasing, and we try to search for the good project in the United States, and something like that is not fixed yet.
Okay, thank you. All the other questions? It's the final one. Thank you.
Have any of your efforts been included in any of the recently named U.S. hydrogen hubs? Were any of you aspirational consortium partners, or did you look into that, or do you currently have any of those relationships?
Sorry, to whom?
I actually, it's a question for all three of the panelists. We just named recently support for hydrogen hubs in the United States, and I'm trying to find out if any of your companies are involved in any of those hydrogen hubs right now.
Thank you for the question. So as I mentioned, there's two sides for the collaboration with America's U.S. for the and the demand side and the supply side. And it is quite difficult to say that which hubs we are communicating, but we are also under the communication discussion about how to implement or how to collaborate the Japanese technology and the U.S. technology to decarbonize the U.S. Region as well as Japan region.
Okay, thank you very much. This concludes the panel discussion. Thank you for all and the panelists for the variable and the live discussion. I'd like also thank you everyone who participated in today's panel session. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you very much.